Hi, this is Cam from Jam with Cam. Just thought I'd explain what went into creating my chording app. Uh, I've been a band teacher for a long time. Actually, more recently though, I've been teaching elementary choral music instead. But while I was a band teacher, I felt kind of conflicted. And what I mean by that is, I don't have a problem with the curriculum I was assigned to teach because obviously I went into music because I love it. But where the conflict happened for me was I felt like my curriculum was, very much set in stone. I couldn't do anything with it, and we provided a great opportunity for the kids to come in and have an experience where they learned how to read music and play in a group that was, large or small, and you can't replace that with anything else. It's a wonderful experience and teaches teamwork and so many other great skills. But where my conflict was is that I knew in my own heart that that was only half the story. And the way the curriculum was set up, we really didn't teach all these other concepts where individual students would be able to truly grow and use other skills and other parts of their brain with being creative and maybe writing their own music and being able to do improv stuff. It was very much, lockstep. You do exactly what the sheet tells you, and you don't learn to think much because you just kind of stay within that framework. And the whole time I was a band teacher, I had this idea in my mind. I just wouldn't leave. I said someday I'm going to be able to teach kids this in a big way uh, that would allow them to think differently and see the big picture of music and learn how to play whatever instrument they wanted to, not just the one we assigned them. And so I just everything I learned playing in bands and about the piano, guitar. Uh, I just kind of kept it all in a repository up here with the idea that someday I'm going to teach all that stuff. And then more recently, I started trying to do that with online lessons, and I wrote ebooks and things like that. But nothing really seemed to click. It was always way above people's heads, and I couldn't even give my books away for free. So I did a little bit more market research to decide, like what would actually be a product that would be a game changer. And market research showed me that people looking for chords, they wanted lots of chord knowledge because they wanted to know what all that chord language meant because nobody really teaches that very well. And the other thing that was missing was nobody was doing an app that did that. There's lots of apps that show how to play, traditional sheet music, but not a lot of apps that really dove into chording, and especially not even in a dynamic way. I've looked around and there is other apps. I'm not trying to bash anybody, but the other apps, they try to guess what chords you're going to need, and they have static one-page displays that show a whole bunch of chords, where you put your fingers on it, whatever, and they're accurate. They look fine. You can use them to play certain songs, but you couldn't search the resource the way that I built my app. And so this is what makes my app different than the rest. As far as I can tell, nobody else is doing it where you can type in the name of the chord that you want to learn and have it automatically show you, just boom, like a resource that's ready like that. It just doesn't exist. And so I wanted my app to be that responsive. And so if you're learning a song and maybe, hey, there's only one or two chords that you don't know yet and you know the rest of them, but you're like, I don't want to be troubled looking through a 70-page chord chart. You just type it in and it just shows up immediately. That's how my app works. And just what I told you right there, that part's available for free. You download the app and you can just use it as a resource like that and just have the fingerings that you need for how to build those chords. It's if you want to be able to build progressions, have it play back and simulate feeling like you're playing with a live band. That's where you pay the subscription to get access to those features. Anyway, I hope that explains kind of why the app exists, where it came from, and why I feel that it's probably different from any other chording app out there when it comes to learning your piano chords. And it's a labor of love for me. And being a music teacher first, and then becoming an app developer second, it puts me in a unique position where I can now go back and refine this app as people talk to me about it, and instead of me having to painstakingly try to explain to some coder, hey, build it this way, I just do it myself. I don't have to have a whole bunch of iterations back and forth with a techie, I get to be the person in charge of that part too. So that's what makes me I feel uniquely positioned to be able to help people. And this is just version one of the app. It's going to change because people like you that are interested in this stuff are going to tell me, hey, can you make the app do this and this and this? And I'll just say, okay, let's add that in. And hopefully that works that way every time. But anyway, that's where Jam with Cam Piano Teacher app came from. That's where I came from. And I hope that I can meet all of your learning chord and performing chord needs really well with this app.